Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Knicks-Verse. The Knicks-Verse, which is a channel that supports the New York Knicks, who have just won 8 in a row. That's right. They took care of business against the Golden State Warriors. They were missing Steph Curry. That's for sure, we know. But 8 straight wins is not an easy thing to do in the National Basketball Association. And we're going to break this game down. But first, if you have been here before but have not subscribed yet, or it's your first time here, please subscribe. And turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when I actually drop a video or go live or whatever. And hit the thumbs up button for me. Definitely appreciate that. And your comments. Most importantly for me personally, the comments. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. New York Knicks completely dominate the Golden State Warriors at Madison Square Garden on a night where, it was perfect. 132-94 on a night where 4 Knicks starters got 4 assists or more. But the leading scorer of the game was Immanuel Quickley with 22 points in 22 minutes. And Jalen Brunson once again. Jalen Brunson once again establishes the tone. He's the second leading scorer with 21 points. Let's keep going here. All right, tweeted this out. What the fuck is happening? What's happening? What is happening? How did this team go from what they were to what they are now? But the question is, why were they what they were before? Because this is what I thought they could be. This is what I thought they could be last year. Now, they didn't have the defense to do this last year. At least not top to bottom the way we have it now. Because now we got Grimes in there playing the role of Evan Fournier, but now he provides tremendous defense out there. And he lets RJ finally relax and do his thing, because now RJ's not the one getting the primary offensive assignment, defensive assignment on the primary offensive opponent. And now you have a point guard who understands how to break another team down, how to get a bucket when he needs to, how to get a bucket, set up another teammate. Such a world of difference. Such a world of difference, but it cannot be understated the defense that Julius Randle has been playing of late. It's easy to see, it's plain as day with the naked eye, how when he's engaged and when he's not, what a world of difference. And I'm telling you, we don't win 8 straight, we don't win 3 straight, we don't know what, unless he's playing that kind of defense. And he continued to do it tonight. He ended up with 15 points and 12 rebounds and 5 dimes. That is a beautiful stat line in about 30 minutes of play. Fabulous game for him. And you see the pundit of the people down below, we run this. 8 wins in a row. We run this city now. That's right, 8. But you know what? The Nets are right there. I think they've won 7 of 8 or something like that. I think they're the second hottest team in the NBA. So New York is now the absolute center of basketball on this entire rock that rotates around that ball of gas. That's what it is. And it should have been like this. It should always be like this. It should never change. This is what we want. This is what we need. And we're finally getting it. Woo! What a glory. What? I'm stunned, honestly, and completely excited. But at the same time, Thibs is finally doing what we have been asking for over a year. So the stunning part is that it actually worked. Because, we can ask for all kinds of stuff here. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And then when it doesn't work, it's not our job on the line. We're not the ones who have to go into Dolan's office or Leon Rose's office and explain what we did and then get fired or not fired or whatever. But when it does work, it's such a good feeling. So every single person out there who has been a supporter of a deuce in the rotation, starting Grimes over Fournier, which we were calling for way early, I think, and I will say, I'm going to shout the horn, toot the own horn here. On the Knicks-Verse, this was the first place that we demanded that Quentin Grimes be the starting shooting guard over Evan Fournier. Way back. Actually, even towards the end of last season, we were asking for that. So this is the place where it happened. This is also the place where we even wanted Grimes to be drafted and Deuce. We outlined it in our breakdown videos. And it's so rewarding to see it finally come to fruition. Now, you know, to call fair is fair. Jalen Brunson, you know, I did not foresee the impact that he was going to make on the team that he has made. That is where I did not foresee. I thought he was a good player. I thought he would definitely help. He definitely would add some wins to this team, but not the way that it's happening now. This is completely different. This is completely different. And I tweeted this out. Oh, well, before we get to that, we go to this. Immanuel Quickley tonight. He was the top scorer. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He hit 5 of 6 from the 3-point line. And I'm telling you guys, if Immanuel Quickley can find his consistent shooting stroke, this becomes a completely different team. We actually get ratcheted up onto another tier of team. We actually become a bona fide. We already are right now. We're a bona fide playoff team. But there's a lot of doubters out there. I haven't seen it, but I heard Shaq was, shitting on us and Barkley or whatever. Doesn't matter. All that matters are the results. And tonight, the Knicks got the 8th win in a row. The longest winning streak since the 9-game winning streak back in the year where we ended up 4th seed. So this is a sign of good things to come. And I believe it's the 8th longest winning streak in the history. I think in the history of the Knicks. I think so. Not 100% on that, but it seems like that. But this is what I tweeted out during the game. The most important and underrated part of Jalen Brunson's game might be that he allows the other Knicks to be their best selves. And it's working. Randall, he's being his best self. RJ, he's becoming his best self. He drives, he's getting a little more. Tonight it wasn't a great 3-point shooting night for him, but he still ended up 8 of 19, even though he missed 5 3-pointers. So you take out the 3-pointers, so he was 7 of 13 inside the arc. Very effective. 5 dimes for him. Beautiful. Last game he had 0 dimes. So, he fluctuates here and there, but he finished 18 points. And Quentin Grimes. My God. Quentin Grimes, in 31 minutes, he shot 5 of 9, 4 of 8 from the 3-point line. Hit 50% of his 3-pointers. Fantastic. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And 4 dimes. And then there's his defense. That's something that Evan Fournier could never provide for us. And by the way, I do believe that Evan Fournier will eventually play a role on this team, and a good role, a positive role. I think the time was going to come where we will need an Evan Fournier. So, it's just when you have a team where RJ cannot be that dominant defensive force that we were hoping, and not even he was hoping to be, where he's good. He's okay. He's good. He has he'll have two possessions where he does very well, he's good, and then he'll have 2 possessions where he's not. That's how he is, like that. So he's not a stopper. But Grimes, yeah, he'll get burned once in a while. But 8 of 9 possessions, Grimes is right there, harassing the offensive player, just making life a nightmare for him. So then, instead of you having a weak spot as shooting guard, now you'll have basically he's a lock. He's a lock. And then you put in Brunson, who is not, a defensive stopper himself. However, he's he's more leaned into other aspects of his defensive part of his game. One is he's become a passing lane hawk, constantly looking for the steal, the disrupting, to or even just not allowing the pass to even happen. And the way he takes charges, love all of that. That's how he's providing his defense. One-on-one, is he going to get burned? Yes, it's going to happen. And then Julius Randle is a completely different person right now. Jalen Brunson has allowed Julius Randle to be his best self, and he is now fully committed and engaged on the defensive end, and that has made a world of difference. And then we get to the man in the middle, the block nest monster, Mr. Mitchell Robinson. Played 29 minutes tonight, hit all 3 of his buckets. He hit 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Mitchell Robinson shot 75% from the free throw line. He finished with 5 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, 11 boards total, even had a dime, and 3 steals. 3 steals. Finished 9 points, a plus 19 overall. That is the best part. This is the type of stuff that it's hard to anticipate. The kind of impact that one player could have on the rest of the players. And I think it's one of the reasons Immanuel Quickley is finally turning into this kind of guy, the guy that we know what he could be. We know. And finally now, he's understood that without Obi Toppin out on the floor, he has to be the offensive engine for the second unit, and he's embracing it, and now he's delivering on it. He's understanding his role. The players are embracing their role. They're embracing it, and they're developing an identity as a team. Tough, gritty, defensive. And this team can score. Look at that. Tonight, what do we get? With tonight, 132 points. That's fantastic. And the Golden State is a good defensive team. They're a good defensive team. I don't know. I mean, this year's stats might be a little off, but hey, let's get to the highlights. Here we go. All right, here we go. Look at Grimes. Sweet. Look at that. Sweet 3 right there. That makes so much difference when you have a guy out there who's a two-way player at the 2 spot who can rotate over. And the other thing is the rotations now. There's I mean, the only weak spot we have on the rotations is defensive rotations. Sorry, just want to be clear. Is Brunson, but he's savvy enough to like try to minimize his weaknesses as much as possible. He uses his body. Like I said before, he tries to get some steals. He harasses people that way. So that, but then you have like, look at this. Look at Randall. Look what Randall. Even though the guy scored, Randall rotated right over. He sealed it off. He gives another play. Clay, that was a tough one with Drake coming in there for a little tip in. The game was a little, at the first it was like, what's going to happen? This game's still staying a little tight. Why is Golden State hanging around? Didn't end up mattering. Did not end up mattering. Jordan Poole scored a career-high 45 points the previous game. Tonight, he was completely a non-factor. He shot 25% from the three-point line, 2 of 8. He did finish with 26 points, but you can't have a guy, hitting 2 of 8 like that when Steph Curry's out. So they did a really nice job of containing him. Who else did well? No one. I mean, Klay Thompson, terrible night from the three-point line, 1 of 5. Moody actually did well tonight, 3 of 6 from the three-point line for the Warriors. The Warriors shot 12 of 35 overall, 34.3% from the three-point line, and overall they shot 47.3%. But we killed them on the boards, destroyed them on the boards. That was the whole story, was the boards. Here's one of these corner threes. Annoying. Anyway, cheers to everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Look at that. Immanuel Quickley launching from about 29 feet out. And there's Steph Curry. The man that Immanuel Quickley wants to emulate. Look at that pass. Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims finishes 4 of 4. Didn't miss a bucket. Miles McBride also connecting on his three-point shot. Hit 2 of 5. Is starting to come around. Remember, he hit those 2 the other night. Finished 4 of 7 overall. Beautiful dime from Hartenstein to a beautiful, like a football pass, like a Hail Mary all the way across court. It was fantastic. Great catch. And, Deuce was a quarterback in college and high school. So he knows how to play that style. He knows what that's all about. Here comes RJ. Coughs the ball up, and then JB. He's like, that's okay. I'll just put this in. RJ Barrett didn't have a great shooting night. Hit 42.1%, 8 of 19, only 1 of 6. Both RJ and Randall struggled from the three-point line tonight. They both were 1 of 6 overall. But they moved the ball around. The two of them combined for 10 assists. They both had 5 each. They finished 18 points and 15 points respectively, a plus 14 and a plus 17. But it was such a the team, the overall team effort was so complete tonight that there was I don't think anybody was going to beat this team tonight. Any team that would have been facing the Knicks tonight, even if Steph Curry was out there tonight, because Steph Curry definitely could have been worth, 30 points. They still would have lost by 6, 8. They would have lost by 8. So, I think they're just on a roll right now. They're trusting each other. They're understanding what is expected of each player, and they're delivering on it. So they're not wondering. They're not out there questioning it. They're not lost on the court, which is that sometimes they seem like that. Look at this. Whew. What a world of difference when you have someone out on the court who can do that. Fabulous. Yeah, that third quarter was when the Knicks completely just pulled away. They annihilated them in the third quarter. Even though the Warriors did score 25 points, the Knicks scored 31, so it wasn't an annihilation in the third quarter. It was only a plus 6. I mean, they started kind of taking control of the game towards the latter part of that third quarter, and that carried over into the fourth quarter, where the Knicks only allowed the Warriors to score 13 points in that fourth quarter, and the Knicks scored 32. So that was a tremendous turnaround. And a lot of it is due to, that's the bench. Grimes, Quickley, Hartenstein, McBride, Sims. In fact, none of the starters even played the rest of the game in the fourth quarter. No starters played in the fourth quarter for the New York Knicks tonight against the reigning world championship Golden State Warriors. This is a different team that we have now. This is the kind of team. Remember, I predicted 47 wins. Honestly, if this team keeps going like this, I may be under. This team could be a 49, even a 50-win team if they keep putting this kind of defensive effort out there every night. Because it's all about the defense. We have enough guys to score. Yeah, we're not the greatest three-point shooting team. No. But inside the paint, we dominate. We have 3 guys who can score inside the paint, at 4 if you count Mitch Robinson. So we have 4 very dominant scorers in the paint with inside the arc. And then beyond the arc, our three-point shot is starting to come around. Brunson's averaging 50% recently. RJ's up to now it's probably down a little because tonight wasn't such a great three-point shooting night. But Randall's been hot from the three-point line. It's starting to balance out. And then Grimes, what he provides. And then Immanuel Quickley now. He comes in. He was the first person off the bench tonight he was substituted for RJ. So RJ could rest and come back in with the second unit, because the second unit has been lacking a defensive, an offense, basically a scoring punch. So you need to have RJ out there with that bench, especially without Obi on the court. Oh, man. Let's go to this here. So the New York Knicks right now, this is the entire season. They are now 18-13. And in terms of offensive rating, that is how many points are scored per 100 possessions, the New York Knicks are 113.2, which is 11th best in the entire NBA. From in the East, let's see, there's only Celtics, Brooklyn, that's it. So the Knicks would be 3rd in the East, but there's a lot of high-scoring teams out in the West, but they're defensive. They're not as good defensively as we are in the East. But the Knicks are now 11th in offensive rating in the entire NBA. In defensive rating, the Knicks are 7th. We're now 7th. We were in the bottom 10. We were 24th and 27th. The first 15, 20 games of the season. We're what is this? How can we be that bad defensively? Who are we? Is this Tom Thibodeau? I remember being here right now asking the question, is this a Tom Thibodeau coach team? What's going on? Why are we so bad defensively? Well, all of that has been changed. And it isn't just because we've inserted Grimes into the starting lineup, or he's gotten healthier too. It took him a while to get his legs under him. You know, even though he was been playing for a little bit, the defense was still quite wasn't what it is now. It's because it took him a while. I mean, he had that foot injury. He missed a lot of preseason, so he really wasn't in his flow, in his rhythm yet. So it's finally coming around. And then there's also Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson, tremendous impact he's made. He got that little injury, took him down a little bit. He lost his rhythm, but now he's back in action. And then you include the removal of. Yeah, I know that the eye test says Cam Reddish is a great defensive player, but the metrics say otherwise. He's our lowest net rating player, our lowest defensive rating player. It's definitely starter. And then you replace Derrick Rose, who we love, fantastic, we love him, with a defensive, a fiend. Miles Deuce McBride is a defensive maniac. He wreaks havoc on the opponent. And that is why the New York Knicks are now, their defensive rating is now down to 110.4. It was once 118. So we're down to 110.4, which is 7th best in the entire NBA, people. This is not just looking at the past 7 games. This is not, or 8 games during the win streak. This is the entire season. And then comes the net rating. We're 8th overall. 2.9 net rating, 8th overall, just behind the 76ers, who we play on Christmas Day. And there we are, behind the Bucks, the Grizzlies, Pelicans, who are outstanding this year, the Suns, the Celtics, and the Cavaliers lead it with a 6.5 net rating. All of those teams right there are contending for the NBA championship. And the Knicks are right there. Oh, did I just say that? No. But I did just say it. But, wow. Like, I'm stunned. Seriously, I'm stunned. I've been watching this team all my life. And they've done some crazy things, man. That run, that year when they got into the playoffs as the 8th seed in 1999, we got Latrell Sprewell. Fantastic. And I thought, God, we're so good. I know we can go deep. And we did. We got to the finals. And then it was the year, I think it was 1997. 7 or 6. One of those 2 years where just bullshit kept us from being able to represent the East. We could have beaten the Bulls. But I think that was the year with the fight and all that stuff. And then we got compromised and we ended up losing and all that stuff. So external basketball things kept us from winning. And then most recently was the 2012-13 season, or is it 2011-2012? Either one, whichever one made the deeper run, where we had Carmelo, we had Tyson Chandler, we had a nice squad, and we looked like we could go deep, go far, maybe even get to the finals. And then Tyson comes down with a flu. He loses weight, he's out, and even when he comes back, he's a shell of his former self. And that was it, because he was the defensive heart. He was the heart of the defensive unit. And then that went away. And then just 2 seasons ago, we get the 4th seed. It was like the most miraculous run that we've seen in years. And the guy who got us, one of the key players who got us there, disappears in the playoffs. Julius, I'm talking about Julius. And all through that time period, Thibs fought the reality. He fought the truth. He kept fucking putting Elfrid Payton out there. And then last season with Alec Burks, kept fucking putting him out there. Even Rose, when he wasn't 100%, he kept putting him out there. It's like we want to see IQ. We want to see Deuce. That's what we want to see. We want to see Obi. He fought it. He even ridiculed us. Specifically me. I don't know if he nailed it specifically me, but it was basically referring to people like me. Well, now, once his neck was on the chopping block after that Dallas game, he finally woke the fuck up and made the change. And now look what we got. 8 straight. 8 straight wins. Fuck yeah. Love it. We're going to get 9 tomorrow. We're going to get 10. We're going to get 10. It's going to happen. Woo! I haven't even gotten through the whole thing here. All right, here are the stats. I think I've rattled almost all of them. Deuce ended up with 10 points. Let's see here. We'll get to the... Here are the team stats. Look, the Knicks shot 51.7% overall, 42.5. We put up 43. We outshot the Golden State Warriors from the three-point line tonight. Whoa. And why? Because the bench came through as well. Not only did the starters come through, but the bench came through from long range. Fabulous. But when you really look at this, points in the paint, we were plus 12 there. They had 38, we had 50, and the rebounds. They did not even get 30 total rebounds tonight. They maxed out at 29. We had 47. Offensive rebounds was a total domination. We were plus 10 there, and that, along with the fantastic shooting and the great ball movement and the outstanding defense, we just beat them on every single aspect of the game tonight, and that's why the New York Knicks won this game 132-94. They've won 8 in a row. They are... Wait, are we in the 5th seed right now? No, we're still in the 6th seed. Still in the 6th seed. Oh, no, we're tied. We're tied with the Sixers. Sixers are 17-12. They're like a .005 winning percentages higher than us, but we're 4.5 games back from the Bucks, and the Sixers are 4.5 games back from the Bucks. So we're basically in a virtual tie with the Sixers, which we play on Christmas Day. Can't wait to see that game. Oh man, this has been so much fun. I mean, it was painful getting up here and talking about these losses that should not have been losses, that have been happening for a long time. Last season was the same thing. Same exact thing. But finally, we have a coach that has opened himself up to taking some risks, and they're paying off for him. And paying off for all of us, the fans. Woo! Love it! This is fantastic. The New York Knicks are now 18-13. They've won 8 straight. Let's go for 9. Let's tie that 9-game winning streak. Happens tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors. Let's do it! Let's get it! And I will see you around! Drop your comments, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Love it. Love your support. I really appreciate your support. And definitely the comments. Love the comments. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.